This brand has revolutionized Valentine's Day, making people spend more than $25 billion on Valentine's candy each year in America. Before that, no one could ever think of presenting a chocolate box as a symbol of affection. So, how did chocolate become one of the favorite Valentine's customs? And what brands are responsible for it? My name is Lisa. This is Stolbova Brand, and today I will tell you how the chocolate business took over Valentine's Day. It all started back in the middle of the 19th century, when chocolate was only available for the high society and was nothing similar to the modern-day sweet bars. At the time, chocolate was actually a drink, a bitter cocoa powder brewed like coffee in hot water with spices like cinnamon and cane sugar. It was considered a man's drink, as many 19th century ladies couldn't bear the bitterness and the strength of this exotic, expensive drink. Europeans usually consumed hot chocolate, much like coffee, in small amounts after the main course as a digestive. But everything changed
when the Fire Nation attacked.
Everything changed when in 1847 British chocolatier Mr. Fry of the company J.S. Fry and Sons molded the first ever chocolate bar suitable for mass production. This event reshaped the market as the new form of edible chocolate was discovered. However, the name Fry surprisingly doesn't ring a bell for an average chocolate lover, which is strange considering Mr. Fry's revolutionary finding. And here is where the story gets interesting. The main competitor of J.S. Fry and Sons was family business experiencing a rapid decline in the late 1850s. The company was called Cadbury Brothers. Although Cadbury Brothers tried to catch up with the Frys by introducing a chocolate bar of their own 2 years later, it didn't help much. Business was losing money and the number of employees was getting down from 20 to 11. Cadbury's desperately needed an innovation, and then they got it. In 1861, Cadbury Brothers, Richard Cadbury in particular, discovered the power of seasonal marketing and branded packaging by introducing a heart-shaped box of sweets for Valentine's Day. Yeah, that's right, every single box of chocolate candy in the shape of a heart sold today can be traced back to the middle of the 19th century. Richard Cadbury was able to establish this tradition because he understood deeply the actual needs of their customers. He gave the sentimental Victorian society, fascinated by courtly love, a very convenient symbol, easily translating affection. Thus, recognizing the marketing opportunity of eating chocolate, Richard Cadbury came up with a heart-shaped box, heavily decorated with the images of cupids, roses and ribbons. And there's more. The box was so beautiful that Cadbury marketed it as having the second purpose. After all chocolates were eaten, the box itself became a treasury for love letters, small gifts and mementos from the loved ones. This prolonged life cycle of a product packaging was crucial in establishing strong associations between chocolate and the symbols of affection, making the newly established tradition rooted more and more in people's minds. Consequently, Cadbury Brothers did not only save the family business, making it profitable again, they were able to acquire their main competitors, J.S. Fry and Sons, in the early 20th century, ultimately winning the chocolate race in Great Britain. This year, Cadbury will celebrate 200 years in business, and you know now who's responsible for the favorite Valentine's Day tradition. But Valentine's chocolate today is not associated with Cadbury at all. In fact, they don't even have these boxes anymore. Look, this is how hard boxes looked back in the Victorian era. And here are they now. Well, we will certainly talk about how Cadbury lost its connection to the brand heritage and what could have they achieved if they didn't. But first, how did Hershey's become America's favorite Valentine's chocolate? As a matter of fact, Hershey's success story too started from the stiff competition with Mr. Russell Stover, who pioneered heart-shaped boxes in America following Cadbury's invention. But Milton Hershey did not plan to give up, despite the fact that Stover Confectionery had 3,000 employees and was the top 1 company selling chocolate boxes. What Milton Hershey did today is known as the Blue Ocean Strategy. He invented a new niche because competing in an overcrowded red ocean of heart-shaped boxes was not promising at all. In 1907, Hershey introduced a new format of chocolate candy, small chocolate drops known as kisses. But as it turned out, the droplet form was not as innovative as Mr. Hershey thought. Almost 10 years earlier, in 1894, another Hershey's competitor, Henry Oscar Wilbur, released a remarkably similar product called Wilbur Bod. Apparently, what Henry Wilbur did not know was the power of phonesemantics and brand naming. Would you rather buy a candy to treat your loved one called Kisses or Wilbur Bod? Kisses! 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 Exactly. Creative naming, suggesting the purpose of the product and reinforcing its connection to the symbol of love and affection, played a huge role in Hershey's success. Moreover, Mr. Hershey was able to achieve dominance at the production level, streamlining the process with an automated molding machine. At the time when the market dominance was deeply rooted in the physical accessibility of the product, this technical innovation played a huge part. What's even more interesting, Milton Hershey was the first one who got the idea of wrapping each candy individually in foil, so the customers will be able to carry them around and share with the significant others without melting the chocolate. The Wilbur Buds was sold unwrapped, and was soon forgotten, as the Hershey Kisses naming and packaging established a strong association with chocolate for showing affection. The shiny foil and the signature tissue plume were reminiscent of an actual present wrapping, creating even more emotional connections. And if you like chocolate, subscribe to the channel for more intriguing brand stories. So in 1860s, the Hershey company started to explore the power of seasonal limited editions, boosting their sales by changing the colors of the foil wrapping. They first introduced a mix of red and green candies for Christmas, then red and pink for Valentine's Day, and now we got special Hershey Kisses for Halloween, Easter and fall. According to the 2023 survey conducted by CandyStore.com, Hershey Kisses are the #1 America's favorite Valentine's candy in Oregon, Pennsylvania, Delaware, Texas, and Utah. Surprisingly, a lot of states prefer Valentine's edition of M&Ms as the main holiday treat, which highlights an interesting trend. Valentine's Day in America is not exclusively a lover's day. It is now a holiday for all to celebrate, including children who love M&Ms. Hershey Kisses are now finding themselves again in the middle of a fierce competition, now competing for the children's favorite Valentine's treat. And that is why Hershey has announced the limited edition candy with Snoopy design for the 2024 Valentine's Day. Who will win this time? We'll see. But what's quite predictable is the amount of traditional heart-shaped candy boxes that will be sold in America. Nearly 40 million heart-shaped boxes of chocolate are sold each year in the United States. But unfortunately, they have nothing to do with the original Cadbury Victorian box. Cadbury now is qualified as a typical mass production brand with generic gift sets with chocolate and wine for $30. Their original Victorian shape has become synonymous with this Godiva $120 chocolate box. It's crazy how Cadbury could have become a luxury brand selling Valentine's boxes with rich history and quality decor, so they would be passed from generation to generation, like it was in the Victorian era. But the brand chose popularity over exclusivity, and we can't blame them for that. But losing the connection to such a meaningful heritage is at least regretful. The 200 years anniversary will be a good cause to restore this connection and bring the Victorian heart-shaped boxes back to their glory. In summary, Valentine's Day tradition of presenting chocolate boxes has a rich and peculiar history tracing back to the middle of the 19th century. The greatest products we love today were created as a result of the stiff competition between our favorite brands and highlight how innovative and creative businesses get in the tough times. Thank you for watching this video. Write down in the comments what's your ideal Valentine's Day present. And if you learned something new today, don't forget to like this video. Ring the bell button so you won't miss the next video with even more exciting stories about your favorite brands.